Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to an excited Wrestling Days because we are going to have a look at the rarest WWE Mattel figures ever made. These are the most expensive figures if you wanted to buy them. Now we're only looking at Mattel. I'm not going to look at Jax and LJN. So many videos that cover all of that. I just want to focus on Mattel. A lot of people that watch these videos only collect Mattel. So it makes sense to have a look at what are the rarest WWE Mattel figures. And I can tell you that in order to compile this list, every figure on this list has sold for the price that I'm going to tell you it sold for. That's not speculation or anything like that. They have sold at that price. In fact, the majority have actually sold for even more. I've kind of gone for like the middle amount that I can find, the average amount that I can find. So that's how I've managed to put the list together. But that does mean that there are some figures I just couldn't find sales history for. So this, for example, Gobbledygooker, to my knowledge, has never been sold, but it is definitely rare. There could only be one that's been made. They made it to show off at a toy fair to gauge interest. Sadly, Mattel didn't feel that that interest was there, and so that figure didn't go into mass production. There's also this Hulk Hogan, zombie Hulk Hogan. Again, they might have only made one because that Hulk Hogan, that zombie Hulk Hogan, was going to come out. But then Hulk Hogan was released by WWE, so it meant they couldn't make that figure. Now that he's back, we might get it. We're going to have to wait and see. I hope so, because it's absolutely awesome. If you are interested in other figures that Mattel have made, but haven't been able to release, click on the link above. It talks about Gobbledygooker, it talks about Hulk Hogan, the Zombies figure, but it talks about a lot more. So check that video out if you haven't seen it already. Also, I can't find any sales history for the Ultimate Warrior exclusive figures. Now, these could have sold. I'm not saying they haven't, I'm just saying I couldn't find the data on it. And these honestly could be the rarest as well. In order for Mattel to make Ultimate Warrior figures, they had to make special limited edition figures just for the Ultimate Warrior. There's like one of 5 called USA that you can see on screen, which looks amazing. That is a great looking figure. One of 15, so they only made 15 of this One Warrior Nation figure, which looks really cool. You've got the Graphite, that's also a 1 of 15. Look, I mean, that is so different, isn't it? There's only 15 of them that was made, and the Ultimate Warrior definitely has one. Not sure where the other ones went, but I've never seen them for sale. I would put good money that Zack Ryder's probably got one, at least one. So he might know how much these are actually worth. And then we've got the WWE 2K14. This one is based on his appearance in the commercial for that game. And these are awesome. As I said, these easily could be the rarest. But they were never made, like, widely available. And you never see them on eBay. And I can't find any information on them, so I don't want to speculate. It is what it is, but at least you know they're out there and that they exist. But let's get to the actual list. So this is a top 20. I can tell you there's a couple that just missed out there. Still around the same price, so there's no reason why they can't be mentioned. You've got the likes of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, this defining moments figure, absolutely awesome. And then as well as that, you've got an Ultimate Warrior figure as well that came out in the defining moments line. I believe that is based on his WrestleMania 7 attire. And it's awesome. Honestly, the detail is staggering on both of those. But let's start, shall we, with number 20 on the list, the Undertaker defining moments. This is going to set you back at least $100. And actually, talking of Zack Ryder, he found one in a fairly recent toy hunt that he did. It's very cool. It's based on Survivor Series 96. I think he paid about 95 for his, which is a very reasonable price. So yeah, very, very cool. Next up at number 19, we've got Kevin Nash, Elite 16. The Kevin Nash, which is like an Outsiders. Kevin Nash comes with the NWO belt. Looks awesome. Part of that series as well was a Diesel. And that Diesel came with a championship belt. The Diesel might have lost a little bit of his value because obviously we've had Diesels come out. I think there was a Diesel that was in the Hall of Fame, if I remember correctly, the Hall of Fame line. So very cool, but that one might have just lost its value. But the Kevin Nash, still around the $100 mark. Next up, Eddie Guerrero. This is Eddie Guerrero Legends Series 6. Again, comes with a championship belt. Looks absolutely awesome. That one is also going to set you back about $100. Next, we got Kerry Von Erich. I absolutely love this figure. The Von Erichs, one of the most important groups in the history of wrestling. I can't recall if Kerry Von Erich wrestled in WWE as Kerry Von Erich. Obviously, we know him as the Texas Tornado. And in Legends Series 6, you can get a Kerry Von Erich, and they made a Texas Tornado as well. Both of those are going to set you back around about $100 each. But, well, I would say the Kerry Von Erich interests me more, but the Texas Tornado looks amazing as well. So, yeah, brilliant, brilliant figures. Next up, number 16, Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is a defining moment. It's very, very cool. It's a very different look as well. Obviously, he's got like a camo jacket and a cap, and the Austin 316 shirt, which is beyond iconic. That is awesome. That is going to set you back, again, around about that $100 mark. Next, we've got Bret the Hitman Hart Ringside Collectibles. This one's going to set you back a little bit more. This is about $115. And it's just got a fantastic jacket. Love the detail on the back. It's got that white section at the top with the stars obviously matching his ring attire. It just looks awesome. That is such a great Bret Hart with glasses as well. I'm really, really into that. Talking of Bret Hart, we're stepping up again. We've got Bret Hart Defining Moments. This is about $120, and that is Canadian Stampede. That is his look from 1997. Comes with a championship belt. You get the Canadian flag. And also, that's very similar to the ring attire he was wearing at Survivor Series in 1997, which you will know as the Montreal Screwjob. The back of the jacket is awesome. It says Hart Foundation on there. And you can actually get a Davey Boy Smith figure that's got that same Hart Foundation jacket. I don't think his said Hitman, of course. But yeah, they were really, really cool. I'd love like a Jim the Anvil with one of those jackets. I think like Brian Pillman was in that group. And obviously we just won't get the Owen Hart, unfortunately. But very, very great figure. Next, Shawn Michaels Elite 7 DX. This is going to set you back about $120. And that is a great figure. There have been a few Shawn Michaels DX figures that have come out since. And actually fairly recently as well. I'm thinking like a Walgreens one. I think there was a Ringside Collectibles exclusive. So this could have lost a little bit of its value as a result. But it's still selling around 120. But that might start to drop a little bit. That was a great series because you had Triple H in his DX attire and Hornswoggle in his DX attire as well. And both of those figures go for a lot of money as well. I have seen those three as a set going for crazy amounts. So yeah, very, very collectible. Next, we've got Kane Elite Series 12. This one going for like $120. And again, this one might start to lose its value. There's been a few Kanes come out that have got this attire. I'm thinking like Kane Basic Series 74. was very, very similar. So there's no need to pay those kind of crazy amounts of money now. So yeah, it could start losing its value, but it has been selling for around that $120 mark. Next up, I absolutely love this figure. I need to get this figure myself. This is Kevin Von Erich. We spoke about Kerry Von Erich and the Von Erichs. This is Kerry's brother, Kevin Von Erich. It is so cool. It is so cool. The Von Erichs are absolute legends. Their feud that they had in the 80s against the Fabulous Freebirds is one of the most important feuds in the history of wrestling. So the fact that you can get a Kerry Von Erich and a Kevin Von Erich, the Kevin sells for a little bit more than Kerry. The Kevin sells for about $120. And again, it's essential. It's on my list of figures that I really, really want to get my hands on. Next, we got CM Punk Straight Edge Society. That is a Ringside Collectibles exclusive, and it's awesome. I love the fact that it's got the mask. Obviously, that is when he had his head shaved, and so he started wearing a mask so people wouldn't see him. But I think it was Big Show that ripped it off and showed that he was like bald, and this figure obviously commemorates that, and that goes for about $130. Next up, we've got The Rock with his defining moments. That is to celebrate The Rock's birthday tribute show from 1999. It was a segment, actually, that Mankind did. Very famous segment. And, yeah, that is so cool. The Rock and Sock connection. Obviously on the jacket. Very cool. Next, we've got Jeff Hardy, Series 1 prototype. Now, this is another figure that might start losing its value because they did release the Jeff Hardy entrance crates. And that is very, very similar. There are slight differences. But honestly, the differences aren't big enough to warrant going out and paying $150. So yeah, I think this will start losing its value now, but still very cool if you've got this in your collection, because it's always going to be Elite Series 1 prototype. They basically made the figure. They were going to release the figure, and then Jeff Hardy left, and so they couldn't release it. But some managed to leak out. Some were put on eBay, and obviously now they're out there for people to buy and sell. There's not loads. I don't think anyone knows the true amount that are out there. But, yeah, very cool if you've got one. Take nothing away. But the entrance grate is pretty close to being identical. Next up, we've got Shawn Michaels, Defining Moments. This is going to set you back about $160. This is based on his WrestleMania 25 match against The Undertaker, which, for my money, is the best WWE match ever. If anyone ever asks me, that's the match that comes to mind first of all. Absolutely stunning, and you can get the figure of Shawn from that match. Next up, maybe the figures I want more than any other, the Rockers. We're going back to the Legends 2-pack. The Rockers going to set you back about $170. This is still the only Marty Jannetty figure. It's hard to see this pack losing its value because I don't see them making a Marty Jannetty anytime soon. So as a result, I think that's going to keep its price. Next, we got Rey Mysterio, Ringside Collectibles, Flash attire. How cool is that? And that is a really smart Ringside Collectibles exclusive. That is going to set you back about $170 as well. This has sold for cheaper. As I said, these are just like average prices. It's also sold for a lot more. So, yeah, very cool figure. Next, Kane, Ringside Collectibles. This is another exclusive that they got, and it's Kane Unmasks. It's from when he lost the match. I think it was against Triple H, and he had to take his mask off. The first time we got to see his face. He'd already been with the company for like 5 years by this point. So, yeah, very, very cool. That is going to set you back an unbelievable $200. Next, We got Triple H defining moments. This is when he returned. I think he picked up an injury and he was out for like 6 months or so. He came back in early 2002. It comes with the sledgehammer. He's got like a proper full-on suit here. It's like a denim suit, of course, but it looks awesome. It's quite hard to find. That is also going to set you back around about $200. Next, Cactus Jack Hall of Fame packaging. So this was going to come out in the Hall of Fame line. For whatever reason, it got moved. It got moved into the normal Elite line. I think it was Elite Series 48. But some of these Hall of Fame packaged Cactus Jacks actually made it out to stores. And they have been selling online for around $200 to $250. Crazy, because the exact same figure is available in Elite 48. But I suppose people just want that quirky, different, limited, rare packaging that it was put into. So, yeah, that is our second figure. And before we talk about number one, there's a couple of figures that we just need to talk about. It's hard to gauge how rare these are, but the Elite All-Stars Battle Packs, they have been going for serious amounts of money. They've been going for like $150, maybe even $200, but then I'm seeing some sell for like $50. So the pricing on those seems to be all over the place. So it's hard to gauge how rare they are, but keep an eye on those. I kept them out of the list just because I couldn't pin it down like how much they were actually worth. And Pete Dunne at the moment is actually selling for around the $200 mark on eBay, because you cannot get that figure in the UK. For whatever reason, Mattel haven't shipped it over. You're talking about the most iconic English, British, United Kingdom wrestler right now. There is no one bigger from the UK than Pete Dunne, and you cannot get that figure in this country. That is madness. It's beyond madness, and as a result, his figure is selling for a fair amount of money on eBay right now. Now, as soon as it becomes readily available and the situation changes, that will drop. You know, it's readily available in the US. I believe it's a Target exclusive, but if a load of people go and put them on eBay now, that price will crash. So that's why I didn't include it. But that brings us to number one. You might remember earlier we spoke about those Ultimate Warrior figures. Well, prototypes of the WWE 2K14 version have sold on eBay, and they sold for $300 to $400. It's hard to know the exact amount because they were on for $400, but they sold for a best offer. A best offer was received, so I don't have visibility on that. So $300 to $400. It's going to be somewhere around that ballpark. Now, there weren't many of those made because they were prototypes, but prototypes do appear on eBay, and when they do, they tend to go for serious amounts of money. So that's the most expensive item I can find. The most expensive item that I've got a sales history on. As I said, you might be able to find something else out there. If you can find the data, if you can verify it, then I'm more than happy to do another one of these videos. But for now, those are the rarest WWE Mattel figures that have so far been made. Awesome, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. It makes a massive difference. It lets me know if you are enjoying these types of videos. If you get, say, 500 likes, then I will look at something else, and let me know what that should be in the comments. Awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.